host nation doing well. And but before the championships, Mike, how much of a chance would you given the Czech Republic of getting any medals at all?
It was a slim chance. Yes, they had a chance in the mixed relay. They had the best possible day. They took the bronze, and really that was the limit of what they could have achieved. And now Landinova, she's going to ski well. She's going to ski to the best of her ability, but she will lose about 10 seconds a lap on the best. But can she shoot well and keep the Czech Republic at the front? Maybe it's possible.
Landova up against Russia's Shumilova. The Czech Republic 12 seconds clear when they came out of the stadium. Slovakia, Russia, Italy, all closing bit by bit. And I think one of the most crucial moves is that Belarus with Dubrazava are getting closer and closer, Mike. And don't forget that Belarus, they have Daria Domracheva on the last leg. I know she's not been shooting well, but if she could come through and bring them a medal, I think all her mistakes up to now would be forgotten.
Yeah, remember though that Domracheva in the 20k she missed 4 out of 5 on the first prone target shooting. She did that last year as well in Ruhpolding in the individual race, so she sometimes has a meltdown. Here's Dahlmeier. Good to see the young German brought into this incredibly high pressure event.
Well, look at that, 26 seconds behind. She's keeping pace with Landova at the front of the field. And something in favour of Dahlmeier, Mike, is the fact that she shoots a whole lot better than Miriam Gusner and of course, Magdalena Neuner, who's now retired. All three athletes trained by the same man. The German media man telling me that there must be some good water in that part of the world, but it's really down to the fact that there's a man who knows how to coach and how to bring through the young women.
Incredible. Well, I was there at the Junior World Championships. Dahlmeier she didn't just win, she destroyed the field. 0-0 in the sprint race, and she was 48 seconds ahead of the nearest Russian. And then she took a gold as well. Second silver medal in the pursuit and a gold in the relay, so 2 golds and a silver.
Now, Shumilova on course for Russia, Mike, at the back of this group of 4. This is the leading group, by the way, with Kuzmina having handed over to just checking it out. So we've got Shrapanova on course for Slovakia at the moment, so they have the lead. But have you seen any sign that Shumilova has skis as slow as those that Zaitseva had?
No, I watched her down the previous descent, and her skis were much better than what Zaitseva had. She was certainly running level with those around her.
Here come Ukraine, Mike, getting stronger and stronger. The two Symerenko twins taking legs 2 and 3, and then they've got perhaps the form woman of the whole championships on leg 4. That is Pigdrushna, who of course claimed a gold medal in the sprint earlier on in the championships. Dahlmeier 25.3. She's getting closer, but slowly. I wonder whether Musigang is happy with that. He'll certainly send messages back to the stadium. And the leading 4 teams locked in battle.
Just looking further back down the track for the Norwegian fans. There's Solendal. She lost some form at these events, but she's on fire on the track. She's got it down to 1 minute 9 seconds, and she's moved from 15th to 13th. Is she going too fast to keep herself steady in the prone? We'll have to wait and see, but there's a high-risk strategy going on there for Norway.
Well, I think at that stage you've got to throw caution to the wind, haven't you? She's got to give Tora Berger a chance, and if she can get Tora Berger within 45 seconds of the leaders, you would think that she might be able to get onto the podium. To win is going to be almost impossible for Norway, but they've had some fantastic escapes over the years. They have only won this one once, remember, in the last 10 championships.
The great news for Germany is Dahlmeier is amazing. She's got it down to 25 seconds. Skiing fast.
Will she hit the targets though? So here we go. Slovakia, Italy, the Czech Republic. Take a little bit of time, but making sure. Good tactics from Landova. still clear. A mistake from Slovakia will have them dropping another one, so they're going to lose at least 15 seconds. Russia clean up very, very quickly, and the Czech Republic with the best tactics of all. Take your time, make sure, and they get 5 out of 5. So from leading 4 teams, we're down to 3. With Slovakia struggling, they have 2 rounds, 2 targets. It could be a penalty loop after such a brilliant start and fantastic work from Kuzmina.
Germany are back in this one, Patrick. Dahlmeier felt no pressure. 5 out of 5.
A star is born, perhaps. She's got one more hurdle to get over, and if she clears up in the stand, Mike, there will be big questions as to why she wasn't put in the individual.
I tell you what, they've got some great juniors. There's another 3 names down there at the Junior Worlds that are excellent young biathletes. They really do, I think, need to introduce them to World Cup racing.
Sulam Dahl on the range. She was the quickest skier on that last lap. She needs to back it up with the perfect shoot. Takes an extra 2 or 3 seconds to prepare. Going from left to right. The first 3 go down. 2 more to get Norway perhaps within a minute 5. Good shooting from Sulam Dahl. Tora Berger, smile on her face in the start area. She's had some really tough races so far in these championships. How long can Berger keep going, Mike? She's got what? She got a gold in the pursuit, gold in the individual, gold in the mixed relay, silver in the sprint. A phenomenal record so far.
You know, as she says that she's loving her biathlon. Life is good right now, so I think she'll stay with this, and she's not showing any signs of weakening or slowing.
26-year-old Shamila for Russia, 15th in the sprint. She shot 0-0-1-3 in the pursuit, so only hitting 60% of the standing targets. Rostovtsev, what's that about?
They were edge shots there. I don't know. Maybe he was wanting dead centre, but a hit's a hit.
A hit's a hit, as you say. And Russia still within 2.1 seconds of the leaders. Well, from an air of excitement before the race, there's an air of anticipation now, because the Czech Republic still have a chance of claiming medals, and if they can stick as close as this to the leaders, they've got a chance of taking the gold medal, because the pressure on the last leg is absolutely enormous. Germany look as though they're going to be joining the action at the front of the field before too long, because Dahlmeier is producing a fantastic run. She's some 30 metres off this leading group of 3, and who would have believed that at this stage the Italians would be leading, and they'll be very grateful that they've got the experience of Michaela Ponza up there.
Oh, they're very much so, but the pace isn't aggressive, isn't fast at the front, Patrick. It's definitely allowing Dahlmeier to come back into this. She's pulled back another 5 seconds. Now, I'm surprised that Shumilova isn't beginning to make a move to try and take the lead on this one.
Via Shimirienko for Ukraine, still only 23 seconds behind. At the final exchange, we generally say, Mike, 45 seconds is the most you can hope to make up.
I think so, but this slow pace at the front is allowing the Ukrainians to come back into it. Sulam Dahl is flying around the tracks.
I was just thinking that whether you thought the design of the course here meant that you needed to be a little bit closer than normal, because no one seems to be making up huge amounts of time.
That's a good point. Well, Sulam Dahl is making up a lot of time, but with respect, Michaela Ponza is not the fastest female biathlete. She's about 12 seconds a lap slower than the best, but they're letting her dictate the pace here, which is good news for Germany, for Norway, for the Ukraine. And it's great to see Romania still up there, 45 seconds down, and really they are doing so well on such a fraction of the budget that the big teams have.
Yeah, Romania shooting exceptionally well, and the other team that have only missed 2 targets so far are the Italians, which is why they're up in the leading 3. The Czech Republic have shot well, they've skied fantastically well, 3 misses so far from them. Russia haven't had it all their own way, and at this stage of the race you'd expect to see the Russians start to blast their way through. They do have Vilikina on the last leg, and she's quick, Mike, 24 years old, 5th in the sprint, and so far she's got a 90% hit record, so I think Russia will still be confident, but they will definitely be concerned by the fact that Germany have come back into it and the Ukraine are back in it.
They're seriously back into it, and I must say, Sulam Dahl, she was 15th, then she was 12th, she's now 9th, but 55. Brunei and the French team, Patrick, 8th position, they're 51, so Norway's closing in, and I think going to pass Brunei very, very soon, so the French are having a very poor start.
Yeah, and the French have had the same old problem for the last, 4 or 5 years. The French women are some 10-15% too slow across the snow. The days of Corinne Niergray and Bailly, of course, who are amongst the quickest skiers in the field. That's not the case, certainly not with Brunet, who's having a brilliant season with the rifle, but again struggling with the skis. Now let's focus on the leaders. Italy it is, leading into the stadium. The Czech Republic looking a little bit shaky there with Jika Landova, who will be handing over to Tomesova when she's completed this stand and the final 2 kilometers. And the danger team, the Russians, who have Olga Vilikina on leg number 4.
Solomdal's taken another 10 seconds. I think that's an indication of the pace at the front being so slow. So Solomdal's got it down to 46. And Shemarenko's got it down to 17. So many other teams in this race now.
The best lane for this shoot?
I think lane 1's a good lane to be on in terms of the wind.
Well, that, of course, is Michaela Ponza. Now, she needs the shoot of her life. Landova, of course, for the Czech Republic in lane 2. And Russia with Katerina Shamilova, lane 3. Germany just preparing. Delmar gets the first target down, and the German fans starting to get excited. Delmar 2 out of 2. 3 out of 3 for Ukraine, and it could be all change at the front of the field, because the pressure of being in front has got to the Italians, the Czechs and the Russians, and it will be. Ukraine and Germany are going to go from 4th and 5th into 1st and 2nd. That is what is so fantastic about biathlon, and it is not over yet, because we still have 2 more visits to the range.
Look at the pressure being felt by the lead 3, Patrick. It's incredible. The moment is just so huge. Landova, she's on the penalty loop now.
Extraordinary, but the pressure now switches, of course, to Germany and the Ukraine, who must cope. And a penalty loop for the Czech Republic, the host nation. That is bitterly disappointing. Here come Norway. It's not been a bad shoot so far from Sulumdal. If this target goes down, they could find themselves in the hunt for the medals. And France have come back as well. My goodness.
What a race. What a unbelievable. I don't think we've ever seen such a turnaround at the sharp end.
Yeah, shoot number 6 may go down in the history books in terms of women's biathlon relays. Extraordinary changes. Norway now within 40 seconds of the lead of Ukraine, who for many were the favourites at the start of today, having seen the success that they've produced in the individual events. Belarus